Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district business, and it's not to be considered a public community meeting. Public participation is governed by Board Bylaw 0169.1. Public participation at board meetings. Now we will have the roll call.
Mr. Simons?
Present.
Mrs. Kessler?
Here.
Mrs. Wider?
Here.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Here.
Mrs. Moore?
Here.
Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Card.
Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this point in time, we will ask for a motion for the approval or revision of agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Ms. Better?
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Wider?
Here.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes. Motion passes. Ms. Better, do we have any visitors?
No, no one signed in.
All right. At this time, I need a motion to move into executive session.
So move. For what reason?
Well, if you read it,
If you will read the law of the state of Ohio, you must list the reason.
now, the last time I did that, you said I didn't need to do all that because you wanted to read it in the motion.
I move to enter executive session for the purpose of discussion under sections 121.22G1 to consider the employment and compensation of a public employee of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second.
And I apologize.
Ms. Better?
Mrs. Wider?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Okay, we are in executive session. We will return.
Thank you very much.
Okay, item number 4, consent agenda. I need a motion for the agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second. Did you hear that? Second?
Properly moved and seconded. Mrs. Better?
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Wider?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Motion passes. Number 5, district business. Approval of the 26 temporary appropriation. Need a motion?
I move to approve the temporary fiscal year 26 appropriation resolution and certificate of estimated resources as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Mrs. Better?
You have the printout. Happy fiscal new year as of about 11:30 this morning. We moved this report
one of these?
out after we flipped that switch. And again, this is part 1 of the temporary. I can tell you that I'm probably going to come back next meeting with temporary 2. We have to add in a little bit more salary and benefits and a little more things in there. As you can see, the general fund appropriation is at a mere $16.7 million right now, and we'll do a lot better than that as we move towards the final appropriation and certificate, which is September 30th. So we'll just slowly move through this process as we add those budgets in to the system. But we have a new fiscal year, and now it's the rush to the beginning of the school year.
Yep.
Any questions, anyone?
None for me.
Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Wider?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Motion passes. Reports. Treasurer's report.
Just 2 things. I already mentioned we closed fiscal year 25 this morning, so June reports will be at the next meeting. have to have an overnight before the final numbers get pumped into that forecasting software that helps me put those nice reports together for you. But we'll be ready for that in 2 weeks. Then I wanted to let everyone know that it's 3 days until Chris Petter's vacation.
Oh, boy.
So I'll be out Friday through the next Friday. But as always, I have this, and I have this. So
We will
you
do
can
our
get hold
best
of me.
not to use
Please
either one of
call, please call.
We're not gonna bother you during your vacation. You have a reliable
You
staff
deserve
we
that.
can
I
talk
do
to.
have a very reliable staff,
And
and
I
they
will
take care of
say-
everything.
That I just got back from vacation, and I didn't think I got any messages
What?
from this table. So, that's good. I would've answered if you called, but.
We'll remember that for next year.
There you go.
Yeah,
We don't want you to feel sad or left out.
that's right.
Okay.
Mr. Card Superintendent?
Yeah, very limited today, it's being July, but I would tell folks, start looking for back-to-school stuff, the website, emails, final forms is due tomorrow. Final forms is due tomorrow. Had to remind my own wife, she got it done today for my daughter, my senior, so that was kind of, even I forget sometimes, so make sure we get that in, that helps us know where you're at, what's going on, and what you're interested in, and things of that nature, that's important. We do have Sharon Fest coming up, July 25th, 26th, so that's always a good time and a lot of good family and community fun. Fall sports is in swing, starting up really here in another couple weeks, really starts up. There's a lot of them are practicing, doing those things, scrimmaging. So I'm gonna get out and hopefully get to see those young ladies and young men here soon. And then I do have, we mentioned a little bit about, you may be reading about the title funds that the federal government's holding up right now. It's a pretty good amount for us. We get some funds, so just so I want the community to know that I have been emailing our legislators. I did Senator Houston and Senator Moreno today, and actually, as soon as we walked back in here, I just got a response from Senator Houston's legislative liaison about it, my email. So they are reading them, that's good. I've already talked to our state people as well. I've talked to the Lieutenant Governor, who said he would relay things to the governor that we're thinking about. So it can, it's a nice chunk of funds that could hurt some of our kids. And the biggest concern to me is that it hurt some of our gifted kids, it hurt some of our kids that need extra supports. It hurt our kids that need after-school programs. And those are things that we rely on to make sure our kids are getting everything they need, helping out parents, helping out the community, and all those things. So we continue to have those conversations. We continue to work through my Bass Association and OASBO, I was getting all mixed up,
OSBA.
for the Treasurers Association, having those conversations and make sure we're reaching out. If you're out there and you want to reach out, don't be afraid to as well, because the more people hear that it's hurting us in public education, the better, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So that's all I have, sir.
Can you give us a round number approximately of what's being withheld?
About 600, 593.
That's for
came
one
up
of the
with.
grants.
Yeah.
They're trickling into.
Yeah.
Tanya and I.
We got one today,
Tanya
right?
and I are talking often about this right now. So it appears that Title
Funny,
I has cleared the state qualifications. Early childhood education seems to have cleared the state again. I won't be comfortable until we actually start seeing some of that 25, 26 money flow in, because they can change anything at any time. So altogether, we get almost $6 million in federal and state grants. So we do not want to plug that hole.
And there is a letter that came from me talking about some of this on the website, so you can go look at that and some of the information there with some of the title funds we're not getting, and then some of the cost of those specific ones in that letter. But there's other things, as she said, as
Yeah.
well.
Do we have an approximate date of our next mailer to the public?
I'm not sure, we haven't had that conversation. It'll probably be a couple weeks though. 'Cause I know people are in and out right now. So it's kind of, the federal funds thing threw us for a loop a little bit. We expected those on July 1. When that happened, we've kind of been really on that. And then it's been announced some with being July. So it should be out here in the next 2 or 3 weeks with the end of the year stuff and all that leading into next year.
Any other questions?
Yeah, can you share the first day of school?
Yeah.
You mentioned it, and
I'm
I
happy you
thought,
said that.
no,
and
to give the date.
I don't even, I'm here all year, so
I know,
August
but-
14th, I believe, right? August 14th, there's some transition days in.
Is it the
There is a
14th?
nice chart that Miss Roddy made that is on the website on our, we'll put it out again.
Thank you.
That shows you all those dates, important dates throughout the year. That Miss Roddy, I'm gonna give her flowers on that, because that was really pretty, who was it? You? Oh, Miss Tish too, Miss Tish too. I didn't know that, but it was really a really good thing, because I saw it, I'm like, dude, I like that. And actually, I got a call from another superintendent, one in our league is like, man, I like that, who did that? I said, I can't take credit for that, but my people were really good, so they handled it.
Thank you.
Yeah. The first day for staff is August 11th, opening day, I believe. I know that one for sure.
Are we gonna do some kind of grand soiree?
Yeah, we'll have our convocation.
Convocation.
Yeah, we'll have our convocation. We're working on some things. We're
Will
trying
that
to
be
be.
on the 11th?
Huh?
Will that be on the 11th?
We're trying to be fiscally responsible for what we do with that, because that's what we told the people we'd do. So, we're gonna try to use a lot of internal. We're talking to a few students that might do some, might be a couple surprises for you. That's something, I don't know if it's ever been done, not anywhere I've ever been, but I always preach about having the students do everything.
All right.
So, I'm gonna live it, because they get tired hearing from me.
It's
probably.
exciting.
So we're about a month out from the Athletic Hall of Fame. Do you have a
month from
date for
today.
that?
That is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Friday the 23rd, Friday the 22nd.
August
Friday night, August 22nd at the Lyceum. You can go on the athletic website, and if you want to buy tickets and things of that nature, it's like you buy tickets other places to get those.
Why is it at the Lyceum? I thought
Is
we
it-
were trying to save money. Do we have to pay to use that?
Yeah, that's just a new place we're trying to do it, because what we got, we were doing the mid-brunch, and we got a lot of people didn't like the brunch and they like it in the school, so we're trying something different. So we're gonna try it there, and it's just for a year, see what we think, and move from there.
Will it cost us anything?
It'll cost a little bit, but it's not for a regular
But
bank.
we can have it at the school free?
We can,
Oh, okay.
but we had a lot of.
But you just want to do something different?
Well, we had a lot of dissatisfied people. We heard them loud and clear, just like,
Okay.
the example I would use is not as many people. When we heard about us doing everything electronically, not sending mailers home to folks, we heard that and we made sure we did it. We want to try to adjust it and see how it goes. We'll do it this year, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
It may not always be there, it may be a change, but it's something
So
new
it'll
we want
be
to try,
Friday the
like we did with the gala and the Distinguished Alumni last year and things of that nature.
What's the time of the event?
6 p.m.
6
yeah.
p.m.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
You know, I live off my calendar like weekly, so I look at it when that week comes. Tell my wife where we gotta be.
Okay.
Any other comments, questions?
I was just gonna say, I'm looking forward to a meeting in Columbus. I think it's next week, or maybe this week. I still gotta check my calendar. But, we'll be talking with, school board members from around the state about, how to continually, have progress as public schools as we continue to see the cutting away of budget monies for public schools.
Okay, great.
Speaking of that, that's a good point, Gina. Who's going to give us the update on the injunction lawsuit
Yeah.
by the Columbus area?
We don't really have,
Judge.
they said vouchers are unconstitutional, but they've said that for the last 25 or 30 years.
Yeah.
So we're still in that process. They're gonna appeal, and
They're
it's
gonna
kind of, we're in that
appeal.
holding pattern
Oh,
right
you
now.
know,
They're
Yeah.
going to appeal it.
Yeah, they're gonna appeal it, and we're in a holding process with that. We've known it's unconstitutional. Just a matter if they're gonna do anything about it, which they haven't. But hopefully this time with a lot of more people speaking out, hopefully it'll help, because it's up front with everybody right now.
yeah.
Because the number is getting huge, continues to grow and grow and grow. And people are noticing when that number grows like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Ms. Kessler, Ms. Whiter? Nothing? Okay, we need a motion to move into executive session. Reasons are listed in the nomination. Or the motion, I should say.
So
I make a
moved.
motion.
Are you gonna read the reason?
Nope.
I make a
Whoever makes the
motion.
motion should
I
read it.
said
Oh, whoever
so
reads
Make
it
a
will
motion
say.
to
I said
discuss
so
under
moved.
sections 121.22 G1, to consider the employment and compensation of a public employee, and 2, to to consider the purchase of property for public purposes, the sale of property at competitive bidding, or the sale or other disposition of unneeded, obsolete, or unfit for use property of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Mrs. Petty?
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Wyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes. We are in executive session. We do not expect any activity post-executive session.